Hi there. I'm Stasha Washburn, and I am here to share with you just how freaking awesome and amazingly powerful your period really is. I'm going to share with you some secrets about just how awesome it is, how you can use it to your advantage, and how our current model takes none of your actual brilliance into account. So without further ado, let me share with you just how cool and freaking amazing your period really is. I'm Stasha. I'm the period coach, and I started off my business because I was a dancer and I was working with athletes, and I was sharing with athletes how to up their performance, how to be better at what they were doing, how to eat for their higher performance needs, and really excel. This was great and all well and good, except that I had the most horrific periods of anyone I've ever met, starting right out of the gate from when I was in high school. I was a kid, and I had a period that was so bad that I spent 3 days in the bathroom throwing up from the pain. I passed out in public often. I passed out in the shower a few times. I mean, when I say it was a bad period, it was a really bad period. Mood swings are maybe an understatement. I absolutely felt like I was having an out-of-body experience where I could see myself saying these things, but in reality, I was in my head going, don't say that. You don't really mean that. But I couldn't really stop myself either. I felt crazy, actually, a lot of the time, and it was really weird and disturbing. And it was because of the taboo around women and menstruation that I couldn't talk to other women and come to realize this is way more normal than we were led to believe. I did not have a birth control deficiency. I actually had terribly out of balance hormones. I had doctors tell me I was bipolar. I had doctors tell me that there was nothing wrong with me, just in my head. None of that turns out is true. I had a prescription as a 15-year-old for birth control and narcotics, and they didn't even make a dent in my pain. So, and this is a girl who lost her toenails on a regular basis from being in point shoes. I danced on 2 broken toes in point shoes on stage. I had a concussion and still performed. I mean, it's not like I was weak and that I couldn't handle my pain. I had survived a crazy experience in dance companies growing up, and yet my period was able to bring me down every month. I started running my business to help other athletes. I segued into helping with hormonal balance once I realized how my hormones were out of balance and how that was affecting my life and how it wasn't anything that was wrong with me. It was really a significant change from my viewpoint. I had to change my diet, and I had to change how I approached business and life. And that's what made all of the difference for me. It wasn't that I had a birth control deficiency. It was that I was out of balance. And that's when I stopped being a hormonal balance coach and really embraced being the period coach. Because you know what? That is what I do. I help women really align themselves, get into their flow, and run their lives and their business with their beautifully balanced hormonal cycle. It's amazing. It's beautiful to watch. So I went from broken to brilliant. I went from burnt out and stressed out and thinking I was weak to being in my zone of genius, to being a brilliant coach and really working with women in an amazing new way. I encourage you to take action right now. If you haven't done my Love Bomb Challenge, I highly recommend you go and sign up and do it and see what it's like to really feel into your own body and see what's holding you back. What taboo is keeping you from performing at your peak? What taboo is preventing you from really loving yourself and loving your body that houses that beautiful soul of yours? Take 2017. It's an opportunity. The last full moon of 2016 was in Gemini. This moon says to take the opportunities that are being offered to you. Take this opportunity right now that's being offered to you. Hop into the Love Bomb Challenge. See what amazing things you can do with it and see how you can really fall in love with yourself. Take the opportunity of making your 2017 phenomenal. Jump into YBYF. I'll tell you more about it later. Jump into one of these courses that I have, that I offer. Jump into the Facebook group. Jump into the free stuff. It doesn't matter. But take the opportunity that's being presented to you right now and jump in. You're going to be able to grow and heal at the same time. It's a myth to think that you can't grow your life, grow your business, grow your relationships, and heal at the same time. I've been doing this for a couple of years now, working a business and burning out, and running a business and burning out. And then I finally hit the business that really made a difference for me. And wouldn't you know it, I still had to heal from all that burnout. But is that going to stop me from doing what I really know I'm here on this planet to do? No, I'm going to grow and I'm going to heal at the same time. You don't need to be saved. You don't need to be rescued. And there is no little pill that you can pop that's going to make the difference. You need to be able to access that knowledge that you have, tap into your own power, and just really access what you've got already. Before women were cut off from our periods, before we were cut off from each other, before the taboo of menstruation was solidified and written in stone, we knew this power. We knew how to use it. We knew how to access it. We had the knowledge. We just need to get that knowledge back. If you've ever wondered why you're really good at stuff at some times and you're really crappy at stuff at other times, it's because of your hormones. It's because when your estrogen is high, your verbal skills are high. And when your estrogen is low, your verbal skills suck. It's as simple as that. Some days you've got that snappy retort and that crafty comeback. And some days you can't remember what the word for the house is. And the best you can do is that box that I live in, that place that I go to. God, what's the word? Oh, right, house. So when you're really in your flow, you know what you're good at when. And you're doing the things that you're good at when you're good at them. Instead of spending some of your time being really bad at stuff, you're always good at what you're good at that moment. You know what you're going to be good at and you know when to do it and you've got it planned so that you can do it then. That's being in your flow. So in today's call, you are about to discover how Josiah moved her whole house in flow, how Tash uses my system to run her six-figure business, how Natalie uses my system to help her clients, and actually a few more, just some teasers. And I promise you, by the end of this chat, I'm going to show you just how much power there is in your period. I'm going to show you, yes, your period is a source of great, unparalleled power and how to use it to your advantage. So how are they doing it, right? That's a natural question. How is somebody using this for a six-figure business? How did somebody move their whole house with it? How is somebody improving their clients' lives with it? Well, they're using my sensual system. We have all of these senses, right? We have 5 physical senses and we've got 1 spiritual sense. We've got 6 senses altogether. And we should be using all of them to balance our hormones, to live our lives in flow, and to run our businesses in flow. You are a sensual system. Everything that happens in your body is through your senses, right? You see where you are, you see where you're going, you see how you're feeling, and it's all because of your senses. So you are a sensual system. Why are you not using those senses to your advantage to help you to balance your hormones and balance your business and balance your life? Discover the best way to work for you. What works for you is not going to work for the person next door, is not going to work for the person next door. You need to learn how you are best working, how it works for you the best. Balance your hormones, balance your life, balance your work. This is all part of how you use that sensual system. Live while you grow your business. Don't do one or the other. Don't live or grow your business. Do both at the same time, and it's easy to do with the sensual system. Skip the burnout phase. I highly recommend skipping the burnout phase. Don't do it if you don't gotta. Become that woman. You know that woman, the one that has her shit together? Become that woman. That's right. This system will actually help you be the woman that everyone else looks at and goes, God, she's got her shit together. How does she do it? Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Why? Because tapping into your flow, that's how you tap into your freedom. Tapping into your flow equals freedom. That's where it's at. That's what it's all about. Why should you listen to me? Why should you choose my system over a traditional model? Well, first of all, I've got the case studies to tell you why you should listen to me. So just stick with me for a while. But why should you use my system over a traditional model? Well, my system is from the feminine perspective, and the masculine versus the feminine is where a lot of us reach burnout and get stuck. Masculine versus feminine. We're women. Men have a complete cycle once a day, which explains quite a bit, doesn't it? Men have a system every day. We have a cycle once a month. We shouldn't be trying to apply a masculine system to our feminine bodies. Of course we're burnt out, and of course we feel like failures. We can't do that. That's not what we're good at. We are freaking smart and we excel, especially when we're using our own system to our advantage, when we're using our own hormonal change to our advantage, when we're using our own bodies for ourselves. Sperm versus egg. Sperm push, right? Push until they make it to the goal or they die. Push. Egg sits back just as a juicy, sensual, alluring egg and let the sperm come to them. How would you like to run your business? Would you like to run your business like the sperm, or would you like to run your business like the egg? Would you like to use a masculine business model or a feminine business model? Easy answers, I think. Easy answers. Burnout or be brilliant. Separating your mind from your body equals failure. That's what it comes down to. If you want to be the woman that you are, that sensual being that you are, and you want everyone to come to you, to sit back and be the egg, you can't separate your mind from your body. You can't be brilliant if you're disconnected from your own body, your own flow, your own rhythm. Don't separate your mind from your body, and don't separate yourself from your flow. That's what leads to burnout. Stay in your flow. And let me tell you some amazing things about your flow. First of all, it's your frontline warning system. Your flow is what tells you if something's going wrong in your body. If you're spotting before your period, hormonal imbalance. If your period blood is brown or dark red or clumpy, hormonal imbalance. If you've got mood swings, hormonal imbalance. Painful periods, hormonal imbalance. You're seeing a trend here. You're not supposed to have terrible, painful periods. Birth control takes away your frontline warning system because it just tricks your body into thinking you're pregnant. So you're not ovulating. You can't tell what's going on with your period. The thing about your period is that it's the first thing that goes down if something's wrong in your body, right? Because you don't need to be able to have babies if you're so stressed out that your body thinks you're under attack. If something else is going wrong in your body, you're going to pull from your reproductive system's needs to help fix whatever that is in your body, and it's not going to work. Because the more your body is shutting down your reproductive system in order to fix something else, it's not getting fixed because that's not how it works. You're not fixing it because you're not paying attention to it, or you don't know what's happening because you're on birth control. You need your period to tell what's going on in your body. And if something's not working right, it's going to show up in your menstruation. It's going to show up in your P.M.S, your pain, your period. It's going to show up in your hormonal balance. When you are really feeling good, when everything is pulled together, that's when you're on your game, and that's when you're in balance. And it's so much harder for things to go wrong in your body when you're in balance. Not saying it can't happen, but it's a lot harder for your body to crash, to get colds, to be susceptible to things, to have your thyroid shut down, or to go into adrenal fatigue, or any of the other million of things that happen to women all the time, every day, if your hormones are balanced and if your period is happy. That's just how that goes. Your period should be bright red, even pink. It should be a beautiful, bright red. That's what you're looking for. You should not have a lot of PMS. You should not have a lot of pain. Those things are not normal. If that's happening to you, you've got a hormonal imbalance. That's not normal. The curse is a myth made up by men. Straight up fact. It is a curse, not because it is a curse, but because men declared it so. It's got no basis in reality. Let it go. Fuck those guys. Don't take their crap anymore. We have a year every single month. We have an amazing, beautiful year every single month. So if you feel overwhelmed, stressed out, or crunched for time, this is especially a powerful point for you. If you just sat for a moment, closed your eyes, and thought about how every single month you go through a spring of growth, a summer of fruity, juicy lusciousness, long days, long nights, and then you move into fall and you're relaxing and things are slowing down. And then you're going into winter and you're recharging and you're resting and you're letting the leaves that fell on the ground from fall nourish your soil through winter so that you can grow again in spring, vibrant, bright, beautiful, all of the colors of the spring flowers. Every single month, you get to go through this process. Deep breath. How does it feel to think, oh, I've got a whole year coming up this month? Feels a little less stressful, doesn't it? Feels a little looser in the shoulders, doesn't it? Yeah. All right, open your eyes, come back to me. No other model takes the stuff into account. That's why what I do is unique. That's why what I do and what I share with you is special, because no one else takes the stuff into account. They're too afraid of the taboo to get into it. I'm not. I'm a fearless warrior. I have no problem diving into taboos for you. So let me tell you a story. This beautiful lady, Laura Maria, is one of my clients. She was in Your Business, Your Flow. She had horrific periods. Her story it breaks my heart every time when I think back to our first call together. It breaks my heart. She had horrific periods, never ending periods, just kept bleeding for weeks. Just, wow. Can you imagine trying to start a business when you don't even know when your period is going to end, let alone how you're going to get anything done? Serious pain, never-ending periods, exhausted from all that blood loss, right? It made it really hard for her to run a business. It made it hard for her to work. I pulled this quote from our group. I'm beginning to apply what I'm learning here and having the best follicular phase ever. I've been energized and inspired and working later than usual today and have no guilt. Guilt-free equals stress-free, right? Because she's starting to apply the system. She's learning that when she can work, she should work. And she's learning that when she needs time to stop and heal and bleed, she needs to stop and heal and bleed. But that doesn't mean that her work stops. That doesn't mean that her business growth stops. But now she can actually apply what we've learned together to her business so that it doesn't stop when she needs to stop. This is the beautiful Joanne, one of my favorite Aussies. I pulled this quote actually from the Facebook page itself. For ages, I struggled to understand my mood swings, the huge shifts in energy levels, and failed to get my hormones into a balanced state. She tried to. Before we started working together, she tried to get all of this stuff pulled together. How I was meant to achieve emotional stability and start my own business was beyond me. And I bet a lot of us can relate to that. Getting moody with clients, getting snippy and short, feeling like they're more trouble than they're worth. These aren't how it's supposed to be. So enter YBYF. This course has undoubtedly been the best investment of my health, wellness, and business. Through Stasha's work and guidance, I have found a balanced state of alignment. I've drank her wisdom in as I fed my desire to understand not just how my menstrual cycle affects my daily life, but also my relationship with my body. How beautiful is that? As a woman, I needed this information. The growth I've experienced in starting YBYF has been invaluable, the best investment I ever made, and one that will continue to allow me to grow and mature with my business. If you feel scattered, out of balance, or would like to understand how to use your cyclical nature to your advantage for your business and personal life, this course is a must. A wonderful side effect is forming a deeper relationship to your body's innate wisdom, an area I know a lot of us will benefit from. Thank you, Stasha Queen, for doing what you do best. And you're welcome, because that's how we should all feel. We should all feel like we're in tune with our body's innate wisdom, that we can grow and learn and evolve and get better and get bigger, right? Our businesses should get bigger. Our lives should get bigger. We should have this ability to do more and see more and grow. Our relationships should grow. They should get deeper and more in depth and beautiful. That's what we're supposed to be doing here, right? Not just standing still. This is Natalie Bach, one of my soul sisters in the world. She used to work in the corporate world. She was one of those people that movies would come to, and they would ask her for her marketing research. So she would go out, she would develop, she would research the market for the movie. She would analyze the data. And this is where her just talent is, because she was able to just analyze this data and actually show them what they needed to do. And she was able to turn movies into multi-million-dollar movies, Oscar-winning movies, simply by taking the data and changing it and morphing it and telling them how to edit the movies and how to market the movies and make them bigger, better, bolder movies. So this is a person who was under the amount of corporate stress that equals multi-million dollars for everything that she did, right? So corporate stress. She was completely disconnected from her body, insane PMS, where she just thought she was completely crazy, and weight gain because she was pushing herself. She was in a huge amount of adrenal fatigue. She was exhausted mentally, emotionally, and physically, just pushing herself through her flow in the stress of a corporate world. So now she's the Curvy Confidence Coach, and she works with women around food and body challenges. The program helped me tune into my own body wisdom so I can heal from adrenal fatigue. And now as a coach, I check in with my clients to get to know where they are in their cycle so that I can help support them better around self-care and connecting with their bodies and in their relationships. I encourage you, as you're going through the program, thinking not only of yourself and your business, but in working to support your clients on an even deeper level. And this goes for just your friends, right? Some of the women in YBYF don't have businesses. They just wanted to be able to learn how to live their life in their flow, and they've actually been helping their friends live in flow. So think of the people around you. If all of you were up-leveling together, all you would up-level, right? Because we are the 5 closest people to us. We are the 5 people we spend the most time with. So we can up-level if we up-level the people around us. So think of the people around you and how much you could help them if you were helping yourself first. This is Tosh Corbin. She is a 6-figure business woman. She runs an amazing business coaching business and is a delightful woman. She did have a little bit of a hormonal balance, though nothing drastic. She jokes about how she used to find that there were times when her hormones made her feel a bit sensitive, that I could use that time when I was quietly seething and ready to remove one of her her boyfriend David's most prized body parts just for asking if she was okay, but she could use it for her advantage, actually, at this time. So that alone, she says, makes the program worthwhile. But then you add in the nutritional support, the understanding of hormonal changes, the strategies to plan your business through your entire cycle. And let's just say I was a bit blown away by it all. She's not an affiliate. She doesn't receive any financial benefit, and she doesn't recommend things lightly. She really doesn't recommend things that she doesn't get paid for very often. But this program, YBYF, phenomenal. She feels like it should be mandatory for all women. And she's happy to answer questions. So if you really want somebody's expert opinion, feel free to hit her up. And here's not so much a case story, but I think a hilariously amazing story. Josia works with women. She does womb trauma healing. She actually does a bonus for YBYF with us about womb healing. And she does use the YBYF for her business and everything. But I just love the story. I spent my Earth Day with a shovel. I live in a tiny house, 10 by 20 foot movable cabin built on someone else's land so I can have a sweet little pod permanent home without having to own my own land. It's lovely. And I'm moving my whole house over the next few weeks. So today we dug up the hydro line. My friend came by with his mini backhoe. We did the surface digging. I dug the last bit close to the water and hydro line. At the end of the day, he was like, damn, girl, you are good with that shovel. Do you want a job? Which she laughs. No, I don't want a job. Don't even say that word to me. And what he didn't know is that she's crazy full of energy at the top of my game because I'm ovulating, right? So she planned to do all that hard work while she was physically at her strongest. Then in a few weeks, when we do the actual move, I will be staying away from the hard work, drinking herbal tea, packing and sorting my stuff, because I'm not just learning how to run my business around my cycle. I'm getting how my whole life is affected by this gorgeous flow. Amazing. YBYF, I love it. Right? So business or not, this was applicable to just moving. How cool is that? And I just love her tiny house, her tiny house adventures. So this is what a month in menstruation looks like. You can see the arrows in there that show you how it goes around. And so you're just constantly cycling. So no matter where you are, you can just start where you are. You can support yourself with the foods that are listed. You can support yourself with the energy of the season, of the element. Like the menstrual phase is winter and water. This is the time of the new moon, right? So when we're quiet and internal. Got a little information about what your hormones are doing right there and how to use it. Tap into yourself during your menstrual phase, or say yes, go do things when your creativity is peaking. So if you want to take a moment, screenshot, do it, because this is an amazing and helpful piece of information right here. So let's dive into just how powerful your period is, right? I promised at the beginning that I would tell you just how powerful your period is. And you can see this picture of Kali, because Kali is amazing. And this is our new moon destructive phase, the winter of our year, right? So each phase has a season, and our period is our winter. This is that time when we're supposed to be cocooning, nesting, really figuring out our own shit and nobody else's. This is nobody's time but ours right now. We can commune with our women, but that's about it. Like, this is really our own personal time. It's when you're supposed to be taking all of the fruits that you collected in fall, all of the things that you've harvested, and you're letting it absorb and seep into you. You're really nourishing. Your body's detoxing with your period right now. So you should be nourishing it. It's detoxing. You should be flooding it with nutrients and minerals and the things that it needs. This is your peak yin energy. And for anyone who says yin is not powerful, you have never practiced Tai Chi. This is a defensive martial art that was used for the smaller of two opponents, which is usually a woman against a male attacker. So at the time, it was made for farmers versus the invading Mongolian hordes and the emperor's warriors. But I digress. As the smaller opponent, the yin movements are actually the most effective in bringing down a larger opponent. So if you don't have a self-defense practice, you should go get one, just because for a woman, why wouldn't you want to feel strong and badass? You should feel strong and badass. You should feel strong and secure in your own body. With that being said, so you can discover the power of yin. So you can discover the power that you have, because you really do have some serious power and you could be using it to your advantage. And yin does not mean dark. It means the dark side of the mountain. Yang means the light side of the mountain. You're the mountain. You're not just yin, you're not just yang. You are the mountain. And it's sometimes your yin is more than your yang, and vice versa. So this is your peak yin energy. Don't deny it. Don't force yourself out of it. You're just going to deplete yourself. Really just be in that yin. And as women, we're just denied our destructive side. We're creators. We're light bringers. We're supposed to supply life, not take life. But in reality, you can't have life without death. You can't have fresh new shoots in the spring if you don't have the decomposed fall leaves to nourish the soil. We need the destruction. And if we don't get rid of the crap that's holding us back, we can't flourish, we can't grow. So if you look at your business or your life or your just surroundings, and this is the perfect time to do that and go, what is not serving me anymore? Get rid of it. If it's not serving you, it's not what you need. Don't deny your destruction side. Embrace your Kali warrior goddess. Get rid of the crap you don't need anymore. Just like Kali's man skull necklace. Get rid of the crap you don't need. If there is somebody out there hurting you, no more. If there's crap clogging up your flow, get rid of it. If you're working on something that's just not inspiring you anymore, it's time to move on. Don't deny your destruction side. Embrace it. This is your blood time. Let it rain. This is also the why phase of your menstrual cycle. So you've got your what, why, how, and do, or what would Hermione do? These are your 4 phases, and they're because your hormones change the way your brain works. And each of these questions, like why, is when you're at your peak answering ability. So if you have a problem and you're in your menstrual phase, why is this a problem? Why is this, maybe the week before during P.M.S, you're really super fucking pissed off, right? This is my dirty socks principle here. You're really fucking pissed off. Your partner just throws their socks next to the hamper, never in the dirty clothes bin, next to the dirty clothes bin. And normally you're like, whatever, and you just move on. But during P.M.S, your little phase, you're ready to murder them with a dull, rusty spoon. Perfectly acceptable response, I think. But when you get into your menstrual phase, it's time to start thinking about why that is. And it's not because they can't get their socks into the hamper. It's because you feel as if you're being disrespected, as if you're being treated like their mother, not their partner, right? Even if the laundry is your job, it's not your job to pick up everyone's dirty laundry and put it in the bin, right? So this is your why phase. And you cannot, instead of picking that fight and going, why can't you get the damn socks in the bin? You're a miserable pain in the ass and totally worthless. You can take this time during menstrual phase and figure out really what's going on for real. Why is this really a problem? And then you go in your how phase, and you can decide how to have that conversation. And you can go into your do phase, and you can have that conversation when you're at your verbal skills peak, when you're emotionally stable. And when you are ovulating, you are attracting everything to you like flies to honey. Why not have that conversation when you are just juicy? For real. So there's the why phase of your cycle. And it's because the right and the left hemisphere of your brain, the synapses are firing the most during this phase of your cycle. So your logic and your creative are working together more than they do the rest of the month. So you can really see what's not working for you anymore. You can really see what is working for you, and you can choose to spend the next month in that time better. So how do you use this for your P.M.S, right? Totally often asked question, and I love it, and it's perfectly. Turn pissed off, moody, and stressed into plan your month strategically. You want to eliminate your P.M.S, stop just sitting back and waiting until you're pissed off or moody or stressed, and then be like, oh God, I've got P.M.S, I'm pissed, right? Instead of just letting it happen to you, plan your month strategically. Know what's coming, know when it's coming, and prep yourself. Don't schedule yourself for a first date when you're going to be in this pissed off space. Don't schedule yourself for your one date night with your husband a month when you're going to be stressed out. Plan your month strategically. Don't schedule your big freaking marketing meeting when you're in your moody phase, right? Don't schedule your mastermind or any of these things that you have to interact and you're hoping to attract people when this is happening. Plan your month strategically. Set yourself up for success. Set yourself up to have a great P.M.S, right? A great little phase, because P.M.S is a myth. It does not have to be. You do not have to be a mood swing crazy basket case. You do not have to have migraines or pain. That is all crap invented by men. Sorry, just is. So how do you do it? How do you plan your month strategically? Take your top 3 PMS symptoms, write them down, whatever they are. Pause if you need to. Write down your top 3 PMS symptoms. These are keys to your hormonal imbalance, whether it's painful periods or migraines or mood swings or whatever it is. These are keys to your hormonal imbalance. You're going to pay attention to them as you're working through your lifestyle and your diet. You're making improvements. You're going to see if they get better or they get worse, and you're going to adjust accordingly. You're going to tap into your vision. What is your purpose on this planet? If you don't know, you need to be spending your menstrual phase figuring that out. If you do know, is your vision being served when you're miserable, moody, pissy, stressed, pained, unable to talk to clients, unable to make money, unable to serve your community? No, it's not. Get rid of the PMS, get rid of the painful periods, get yourself into balance, start using it to your advantage, and actually grow your vision. Whatever your vision is now, by the end of 2017, after you've done your business, your flow with me, you've been a YBYF graduate, your vision is going to be twice the size as it is today. Yeah, because you can handle it, because you'll know how to handle it. Just imagine that. List your monthly to-dos. What are your monthly to-dos? What do you got to do? You got to do an email newsletter. You got to schedule some social media. You got to do some networking events. You got to have a couple date nights. You got to go get something cultural. You got to do a museum day. You want a spa day. What are your to-dos? List them all. And then use my calendar. Turn PMS into plan your month strategically. These are some of the things that I do. So just throwing some ideas out there. The red is the period phase, your menstrual phase. The green is your follicular. The orange is ovulation. The little is purple, because I think of it as your royalty phase. It's when you should be just treating yourself like a queen. Be royal. And this is how I do it. Vision during your period. Find out if it's within your vision. Is your mission and your vision aligned? Or what you're doing, what you're spending your time on and your energy on, is it in your vision? Is it with your mission? Or are you just reacting constantly to other things? Are you creating? Are you making space to create? Are you getting rid of crap so that you can have some space to create? And that can be your business. Are you creating new courses? Are you creating new programs? Are you creating a new book? I mean, this year alone, I created a signature program, launched it 3 times, created a book, published a book, worked with clients, launched a business, launched a website, started a Facebook group, grew it to 1,100 plus women. So was on a dozen podcasts and interviews, was a guest teacher for other people's courses. I'm in the process of launching a podcast for 2017. There's so much that I got done this year because I made room to create. And I'm a homeless nomad, right? So I don't even have like a home base that I did all of this out of. I moved once a week, every week for the most of this year. I took an entire day almost every week just to move. Yeah, and I still got all that done. So you've got no excuse. During the follicular phase, lots of writing, lots of drafts, lots of doing things. When you're in your ovulation phase, it is time to do all of the nitty gritty, the editing, the marketing, the going out dancing, the having fun, and really networking. You're good. You're super juicy right then and there. Do it. And then go into your royalty phase and just relax and spa it. So these women are part of my success story. What's your success story? And will you be part of the next success story? Are you going to be one of these women who are brought into balance and now growing your business and excelling at what they do and bringing their vision and their mission into the world? Because you could be. You could be part of YBYF. And I'm sure you want to know what's going on in there. We kick off with a one-on-one assessment. What's going on with your business? What's going on with your hormones? What do we need to do? What do we need to do to make them all amazing? To up your hormones, to up your business, to bring everything into balance. One-on-one assessment with me. They usually take about 90 minutes. You'll be added to our Facebook group for Your Business, Your Flow, which is just will be full of amazing women like you. Charting 101 and my book, if you're in California or, the US or Canada, excuse me. You'll get how to chart. You'll get Charting 101. We'll get you so that you know what's going on in your period. Part of the one-on-one assessment is we'll talk about this. And you'll start to actually track your cycle, so you can know what's coming up. And here's the thing about it. This is designed specifically so that you can track your period. Okay, so this is how we track our period, coloring it in so that the fan is super pretty. And then you're overlaying your period with your calendar. So you're able to look at your period, know what's going on, and use your calendar for it. And you've got your goals, mandala, and everything else. So you get my book so that you can chart and track and pay attention to it. And you get Charting 101 so you can know how to use that mandala to your advantage and really get in there good. We'll talk about the 4 phases of your cycle, how to balance each of those hormonal phases with all 6 of your senses. And then we'll spend one class each 4 phases talking about just the business applications, how your brain changes, how you can really make it even better. We'll have live Q&A calls scattered throughout there. We call them catch-up weeks. So you can go and catch up on anything that you haven't done yet, and you can do the Q&A calls and really talk about it. And ultimately be one of those women who actually has her shit together. Not just looks like she has her shit together, but actually has her shit together. This is not for you if you love drama, if you love gossip, if problem solving is not on your agenda because you actually love problems. This isn't for you if you want to just pop a pill. That's not how it's going to happen. We're not going to just pop a pill and everything's going to be okay. You're going to actually have to pay attention to yourself and fall in love with yourself. There's no pill for that. You're going to actually have to fall in love with yourself. Who is this for? This is for ladies who support. This is for ladies who laugh. This is for ladies who are ready to level up. This is for ladies who are over the P.M.S, over the pain, over all that junk. This is for the ladies who are moving into menopause and who just want to have a happy, healthy, easy menopause. This is for ladies who are ready. And if you're ready, I invite you to join us. One of the screenshots, little testimonial from one of our YBYF graduates. I'm not going to read these all, but just so that you can see them. The beautiful Katie Gridley, who is a coach for moms and does amazing visual graphics as well. Super smart girl. Loved having her in the group. Loved talking to her and still being friends, and always will be because she's just amazing. Sudiksha, who has transcended serious taboos. I mean, she's from a culture where you were actually secluded and unclean and had to do unclean ritual, and you couldn't talk about menstruation. You couldn't talk to other people. You couldn't go into the kitchen. You couldn't leave the room. So this is somebody who really came a long, long, long way and didn't have a business planned when she joined YBYF, but she discovered her purpose. And now she's putting together a business, doing exactly what it is she wants to do. And it is beautiful to see just how far she's come in such a really actually short time. Amazing. And of course, there's bonuses. And we'll just start with the chocolate bonus because it's really the best, right? So we're going to talk chocolate, all the things that you need to know about chocolate, buying chocolate, eating chocolate, whatever you want to know from a woman who makes chocolate for women. She actually adds in, infuses her chocolate with herbs that are naturally hormonal balancing for women, right? Goddess chocolate. Oh, love her. We'll have a bonus from the amazing Amy Jo Davies, who is a branding coach and a visibility coach, and she does the Rock Your Rebel Vibe Tribe. Womb healing with Josiah. As we talked about a little earlier, we all have this trauma from the burning times, from our being separated from our wombs, from our cycles, from each other. So we talk about the womb healing, and she walks us through an amazing womb healing exercise and meditation. Tanya Gardner, who does copywriting because she is a copywriting goddess. She actually works for Hay House. She contracts for Hay House. She's editing some of their books and editing more this coming year. So we got an expert here for copywriting to help us up level our game. So if you're a business owner or you want to be a business owner, or if you're a mom and you are in charge of some of that PTA stuff and you really want to just make your life easier, this is going to be amazing for you. Mindful eating with Jenny Cleary. We all have some things that we can work on and be a little bit more mindful of, myself included. After we shot this bonus, I stopped and actually thought before I ate for the first time in ages, because you get busy and you forget. So I can't wait to actually watch this bonus again, just to kind of remind myself to take a moment and breathe. Aurora and I were going to talk about how to set up a red tent, but we ended up talking about the trauma and the ritual and being a woman and the pain, and we just connected so deeply. And the women who watched this bonus afterward just kept saying how amazing it was, how healing it was, just listening and watching and hearing the conversation. And I think it's a really powerful conversation. So while it might not be as practical as something like copywriting help or branding help, it's one of the most amazing bonuses I think that I have to offer during this program. And there are many, many more. We've got an Essential Oils 101 with the fabulous Margaret Hanson. Natalie Beck, actually, who does that marketing for movies, gave us a bonus on her top 10 questions to ask and how to ask them to get the most for your marketing. And there's more, and there's more. So amazing. We've got amazing stuff coming. So now I know you want to know, this is like a $2,000 program, right? Well, you're close. The bonuses are worth $1,000. The assessment call with me is $100. 2 classes a month with me, if you were a private client, would be $17.49. My worksheets, my calendars, my slides, all of those extras, let's just call it an even $500. My personal systems, what would Hermione do? And water, which is how I work with you guys. You'll discover on the inside. Let's just call that another even $500. The private Facebook group, our sister circle, $500. That brings us to a total of $4,259, right? Which, I mean, I'll get there. At some point, I will be charging that for this, but I'm not yet. I am going to offer you guys creating amazing connection to other empowering women and yourself, because it's priceless, and I know it because I've lived it. You've got one option, 5 super easy payments of $133 if you sign up before 2017. Sign up this month before the end of it. There it is for you. 5 easy payments of $133. You get this extra month of December to pay. If you join in January, you will only get 4 payments, and they will be more. This is the early bird price. Option B, make a one-time payment of $620. I think it's $697. Make a one-time payment. So, actually, that's not even the early bird price. I don't know why that didn't change. That's funny. Anyway, the early bird price is $597. Ignore that. That's the old full price. That's not even the current full price, funny enough. So the current early bird until January is actually $597. So get in there while you can. But this is only during the early bird. Okay? Of course, I've got a 30-day money-back guarantee. That's a third of the program, right? This is a 3-month program. Actually, it's a little over 3 months, just with the end calls and everything. So you get the first full third of the program to decide whether it's not for you or not. I have never had anybody come back for the money-back guarantee, so I'm not worried about it at all. I feel perfectly comfortable giving you a 30-day money-back guarantee because I know how much you're going to freaking love it. Powerful periods are possible. Ugh, it's so possible. You can totally do this. You can have an amazing business that's in flow with you. You can rock it out and be amazing, and it can absolutely happen. So come empower your period. Join us for your business, your flow. Jump in. All you have to do is head on over to theperiodcoach.com/YBYF. And you'll get to see everything that's involved in the program. You'll see that actual right price for the early bird. And you can really go and enjoy the program. It's going to be amazing. You can see some more testimonials on the website. You're always welcome to pop into the Red Circle Lady Business Facebook group. That's free to join, and you can ask questions in there. A lot of the YBYF alumni are in there. So if you want to ask them their opinions, feel free. They will totally be happy to go in there. Some of them are not on Facebook all the time, but you can absolutely pop in there, and someone like Josia, who's got a tiny house in the middle of nowhere, might not answer you immediately. But everyone else is pretty good. So feel free to pop in there and ask questions. Nothing to hide. It's an amazing, amazing, amazing program. You're going to love it. And it's going to transform what you can do in 2017. So if you're really ready, if you're done reacting, if you're done letting 2015 and 2016 roll over you and kick your ass and just constantly feel like you're reacting, let's change that. Let's make 2017 your bitch, and let's do it. Let's get into our flow. Let's do exactly what that means for you. Let's come together. Let's really, really just do more in less time, right? Because that's really what it's all about. We want to do more in less time. And if you're sitting down every day to your business, and you know what you're going to do, and you know that you're going to be good at it, you can get more done in absolutely less time with this program. If you think that that's not possible, I dare you to sign up. You've got a 30-day money-back guarantee. Nothing to lose. Give it a shot. I will see you inside YBYF. Don't forget the early bird price ends at the end of 2016. So let's end this year and make 2017 phenomenal. I can't wait to see you inside.